what's in your bag for the Mount Rainier Emmons Glacier route. Just go ahead and show you basically roughly what we've got in here. Let's see. So here's a emergency blanket. I also use that as a ground tarp for the tent rack. Because I'm going on the Emmons route, I'll be needing to rope up on day one, so that's high in my bag. Okay. This is a trash compactor bag that has my clothes, basically your standard 3-layer system. I'm going up and it's really warm even for this time of the season, so it's going to be a fairly light puffy. The heavy gloves, wind layer, wind and water. I'm going to have one set of one top on, and here's a second. Here's some light thermals I'll have. I tend to run warm, so I don't need a whole lot. I'll have 2 pairs of boots. I've got 1 can of fuel and some hand warmers to help dry out my boots at night. One thing you won't find the reactor stove in here because my tent mate is carrying that. I also don't have the shovel because she's going to be carrying that as well. Otherwise, I've got most of the rest of it that we're dealing with here. So on the outside, ice axe, crampons, picket, and kind of 2.5 days of food there with a little extra water filter, more food, a tent, and a 20-degree sleeping bag. I'm a bit of a down dunce, so I've got the synthetic there. What do we have here? So inside this pack, it's got a removable frame set. So I've got my my Xped inflatable sin mat folded up against the back where that's going to go, and I've also got my tent poles kind of on either side to aid with weight transfer. That kind of improvises a nice comfortable frame without actually causing any additional weight. And then I've got a little water bottle in the reservoir there. Let's see, in the Ninja pocket, got the what's that, flag, of course. Hey, sweetheart. And what else? A few snacks, a few extra batteries. What else? So yeah, up in here. Okay. All right. That's a bivy bag. The spot, glasses, gloves, hat. I keep that stuff right up in here, up in the brain where it's nice and easy to get at. And what else? Oh, yeah. And then on the bottom of this is where I've got kind of my essentials there. So I found this bag at Staples. It's nice and durable, mostly waterproof, and does a pretty good job of keeping things organized, but I can still see into it. And it has essentially my my first aid, spare batteries, repair kit. So it's emergency and first aid essentials, kind of in one, in a easy to get at place here. Kind of in terms of kind of hygiene there, you've got just a little bit of Dr. Bronner's and a toothbrush, toilet kit. So this is a little spray hand sanitizer, blue bag, toilet paper, plus wet wipes. I found the wet wipes work really, really well. And then first aid kit. So this is kind of a, not too much, not too little. I found as I kind of go through, what's been helpful and what's not. I think I used to have a much heavier version of this, but yeah, having them all in a lot of the components in small little bags makes it easy to figure out, you know. And then here's kind of the repair kit. This is everything I need to be able to repair, you know, the tent, my sleeping pad. There's always a couple of ski straps. I only ever get the long ski straps. They're extraordinarily useful for bodging together just about any kind of repair. They're even more useful than duct tape in some ways. Let's see. One note there is everything that's electronic is set up so that it uses the same kind of battery. I have everything so that it can use AA lithiums, and that way I don't have to carry a lot more power than I need. Let's see, in terms of the packing order there, you know, this is more weight than I usually carry for just an average weekend here, but you know, I always have the sleeping bag on the bottom because that's the last thing that I'm going to need. Because you know, that's after I've already kind of made camp and I'm going to bed, so that's the last thing I need. So it's on the very bottom, and the tent is pretty close. You know, this is also pretty far down in there. Let's see. The tent's another one which I have pretty far down in there. It's easy to get at. If I didn't have to carry the tent, I probably would have had the sleeping bag just free in the bottom there, because that way I can just kind of stuff things down around it, and it all just kind of ends up not taking up a lot of space. Food. I've got kind of a snack up in the brain, so I know I'm not going to need to get at any of this stuff for quite some time till after I've kind of made camp. So I'm going to have all of that pretty deep in, and kind of consolidating as I go. So again, this is a trash compactor bag. Trash compactor bags are awesome for this because they don't take, you know, they're a little heavier than a normal trash bag, but they will take a lot, they'll stand up to a lot more abuse. Given the nature of this particular trip, I've actually got my rain gear in this bag, and it's going to be not super handy just because I know I'm not going to be going for it anymore anytime soon. The weather is set to be incredible for this weekend, and so it's not going to be coming out for a little while there. And I have another little wind shirt that I can pull on at breaks if I need to get a few extra degrees of temperature or warmth, so I know I can take care of all of that. And again, this stuff I'm going to have fairly high up here, so because we're going on the going to be roping up on the inner glacier. And there we go. It's all pretty much in one big bag, packed in roughly the order it'll need to be accessed. And I've done some work to try to not get to keep it lighter. 2 years ago, when I went up the DC route the first time, setting off out of the parking lot, my pack was weighing, I think, around 60 pounds or like 65 pounds. Last year, heading off, no, I guess I was at 70, and last year I was down to 60 coming out of going up winds, and this year it looks like I'm going to be a lot closer to 50. Thank you, sweetie. And that's pretty much it. Thank you very much. I climbed.